Next activity which you are going to see is engage, right? It's also one of the very critical activities, as the word itself says. How effectively are you going to engage with all the stakeholders, right? So if you see the purpose of engage value chain activity is to provide a good understanding of stakeholder needs, transparency, and continual engagement and good relationship with all stakeholders. So what it means is a good understanding of stakeholder needs. Have you understood? And when I say stakeholders, we have stakeholders in all the levels. We have in strategical level, tactical level, operation level. Have we understood that? Right? If to understand that, what we have to do, we have to engage with different people under different levels. Once we engage with them and once we understand, and we will be able to get the data requirements very clearly, right? Continual engagement and good relationship with all stakeholder is once again, right? How often are you going to talk about? Like when we are engaging with service providers, right? Vendors. We often have service review meeting. The service review meeting could be on a monthly basis or it could be on a quarterly basis. What is the basic idea? So the basic idea of the service review meeting is to engage effectively with the customer. So service provider has a cadence to make sure that on a regular basis they come and they talk to the customer and make sure the services what they provide is aligned with the customer needs into that, right? As I said earlier itself, engagement with different stakeholders may need different practices also. Let's take an example. Service desk. The service desk practice helps us to engage on an operational day-to-day collaboration with users. Right? So we have request management, incident management, all these are the service desk make sure that they engage on with the customers, with the users, and provide the right updates to them on a timely manner. Tactical engagement with customers through service level management practice, right? SLM is going to be ensuring that whether the SLAs are met, right? We have the OLAs, how exactly the OLAs, operational level agreements, are being monitored, right? All these are the tactical levels which we are talking about. And from a strategical level engagement which we are talking about, it could be through relationship management. Now let's take a look into the inputs of the engage activity. As I said earlier itself, these are the list of inputs which you will be getting into it. Product and service portfolio. And so details about the product and service portfolio will help you to engage with the customer better. High level demand for services and product provided by internal and external customers. So you are understanding like what is the demand, right? What are the services which are you? Detailed requirement for service and products provided by customers. Requests and feedback from customers. Obviously, as I said earlier, we were talking about feedback. Feedback helps us to improve that particular service. So these are some of the, and we will be able to engage better with the customer. So that's where these are some of the inputs, like incident and service request. Right? A particular service is not performing as expected. So you can go and do an analysis of all the incident, and you can engage back with the customer to say that, okay, this is what, this because of these reasons, there were incidents which were occurring, right? That could be options which we are talking about. Market opportunities for the current and potential customers and the users is going to be also one of the input. So once I know the market opportunities, I'll be able to effectively engage with the customers. Cooperation opportunities, like how we can cooperate and how we can effectively work. It's going to be an engagement, right? We have internal teams within organization. We have internal teams. We have to engage ourselves. Like how are we going to do? We have to collaborate. We have to share knowledge, right? We have to make sure that everyone understands what exactly is the service or the details of service which we are providing to the customer, right? So that's where knowledge and information about third-party service components, right? We are using, nowadays we have started using cloud services, we are using other services, we are using service provider. So if you have more details about that, we will be able to engage effectively with the vendors, and we'll be able to get what exactly we want from a service provider perspective or service consumer perspective. These are some of the outputs from an engage activities which we are talking about. Consolidated demands and opportunities. Once you have engaged with the customers, you have understood, you will say like, okay, these are the demands or these are the opportunities which I have understood. Once again, there is going to be like you will be using a relationship management practice over here to confirm that is this the demand which we are talking about? Are we the right thing which are looking into it, right? Product and service requirements, high level requirement, low level requirements, all these are we will spend more time, and this will be quite useful for design and transition activities which you are talking about. User support task, right? We were talking about incidents. So how are we going to make sure that the incident is not going to occur again? Or what are the steps how are we going to engage with the customer? Is it going to be a training which is needed? Whenever a new service comes into it, right? Service desk people need to be trained so that they understand. So that is where the engagement comes into it, right? The technical teams come and engage with service desk and give them the knowledge transfer so that whenever there is an incident or whenever there is a request, they are able to manage that effectively, right? Change or project initiation request, like there could be some change which is needed. Once again, we have to make sure that the engagement is happening at the right level. It could be a strategic change or it could be a operational change. So we have to make sure that we are engaging with them and understanding that. Contracts and agreements with external and internal suppliers, which always is right. If we have contracts, we have service level agreement, we have operational level agreements, we have underpinning contracts. So if we engage effectively, right, that's where we are talking about like service level agreement. If you go and look into a service level agreement document, it has the details about the service, right? What are the services going to be offering, and what are some of the metrics which needs to be taken into consideration. And all these metrics are, or the targets for the metrics are defined by customers. So we engage with the customer to make sure that these informations are available at the right thing, right? Knowledge and information about the third-party service components which we are using and service performance reports from the customers, right? Obviously we have the report, as I said, service review meeting. As part of service review meeting, we will be going through the service performance and make sure that we are able to get what exactly has been documented or what has been agreed with the customers.